into a man.
The concept for my new album, Wilder Days, was born one day when I was standing in my kitchen and I had this profound realization that I was not exactly where I expected to be in life at this point. And I decided at that moment that I was going to stop making music and try to do something else. I thought 25 years is enough, and I quit for a while.
I always pictured it better. Was it something that I shouldn't have done at all, or should have done differently?
And then because I quit and the pressure was off, this new surge of creativity all of a sudden ensued, and I started making new music that I didn't expect.
Explain to see that you don't need me anymore. You don't need me anymore. You don't need me anymore. You don't need me anymore.
So I decided to make this album as a do-it-yourself project, very 21st century. We borrowed instruments from friends, and my husband is a sound engineer, and we have a little setup in our house. So we just recorded pretty much everything at the house with borrowed instruments and borrowed equipment. And the only thing we couldn't record at the house was my vocals, because everybody's always cutting grass in our neighborhood, so you can't put those very sensitive mics there. I played banjo, mandolin, dulcitar. It has two necks, it's really neat. Piano. I also played some percussion, tambourine. I played ebo, which is a little electronic thing that you put on your string on the guitar, and it makes a sustained noise. And I think I've covered everything.
What I'm chasing is just beyond the horizon's line of postcard blue. You're my accidental pal. Tell me something, anything.
Wilder Days is my fourth solo album, and I produced the previous three all by myself. But on this one, I shared the producing duties with my husband, John Caldwell. He did all the drum tracks for this album. And we also invited Sergei Olkhovsky, known to Bering Strait fans as Spooky, to help me with the bass tracks, because I realized that one thing that I could not fake being able to play was bass. Also, he snuck in some balalaika in one of the tracks, because for years we've been joking about it, and he was always saying, well, when are you going to put some balalaika in one of your songs? And I was always saying, never. And when I sent him one of my songs so he could record some bass, he returned it back with the balalaika all over it. So we just kept it that way.
Same lost and unfulfilled desires raging just behind that cool and guarded frame.
When I was growing up and thinking about and dreaming about becoming a successful musician, one thing that always was one of the goals and kind of the mark of success for me was to have a studio in your home. Not long ago, I was driving down the road and just kind of thinking about how things are turning out with this new album, and I realized that I do have a studio in my home now, even though it's just my husband's laptop that we used to record this project. And so I kind of chuckled because the expectations got a little adjusted. But it's true, even though I think it's ironic, because this project started with me being disappointed in life, and now look, 2 years later, I'm back to touring, and I have this new found way of making music where I do it all myself as opposed to using studio musicians, and so it kind of gave my creativity a new life.